But he made man for a purpose, and he made woman for a purpose. And when we do not fulfill our purpose, then we have not justified our existence in his universe.
Go ahead.
That means that an ant is better in the sight of God than a man who fails to fulfill his purpose. So the ant has a greater chance of surviving this time period than man. For man has become the dunghill of the earth, not worthy of life, because we have not yet fulfilled our purpose for existence. What you doing? I ain't doing nothing. Stop right there.
Wait a minute. Go ahead, Bill. Oh, go ahead.
Anytime you say I ain't doing nothing, well, that's the end of that. Because God didn't create man to do nothing. He created man to do something. Well, what's something? I play basketball. Now that is wonderful. That is wonderful. That is great. How long have you been at it? Oh, since I was a youngster. I've been throwing balls in a hoop until I can perfect it now. And they've trained dogs. And the dog, with his nose, put it right up in the hoop and hardly misses. So look at you. Look at us. We marvel at the majesty of a brother who can slam dunk in a most spectacular way.
Right.
And you say, what a man.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
But God says, what? A man? What? You marvel at somebody who can knock another brother down. Well, it's magnificent. The skill is there. It's really beautiful mathematics.
Teach me. Sweet science.
And you say, what? A man. And God says, what? A man? Another brother plays a horn, another brother dances, another brother sings, another brother plays, and you say, oh, they're magnificent. What a man. And God says, what? A man? I don't read anything in the book that says, I created man to sing and dance. I created man to play. The God who created the universe is a serious God. And the God who created man gave man a serious purpose. You have been the plaything of the world. Play for me, nigga. Sing for me, nigga. Dance for me, nigga. Dunk for me, nigga. Fight for me, nigga. Run for me, nigga. And of course, the better you are at those things that make the world pleased with you. Television gives you a good image. The newspaper writers write about you. What a man. And God continues to say, what? A man?
Yes. Go ahead.
Not man. The Bible Reverend says, and God said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness. What did you say, God? I'm going to make man in my image and after my likeness. What are you going to do for him, God? I'm going to put in his nature the power to rule. And I'm going to give him power and dominion. A man is not a man without power and the ability to rule. If nobody else, he must know how to rule himself. And he gives man orders. In the word Genesis is the word gene. In the word gene, when you break it down, there is a genetic coding for each human being. And in that genetic coding is the characteristics, the talents, the abilities, the gifts, the capacity of this human being, not just from his parents or her parents and grandparents, but this coding goes all the way back to the root of you, which is God himself. Y'all all right? In your genetic coding, God said, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it. In your genes, a man is by nature genetically coded to be a producer. The word multiply means produce. Not just produce the continuation of the human species, but to become productive with your life. You are supposed to take the multiplier, which is yourself, and what God put out here as a universe of opportunity, and the multiplier times the multiplicand will give you a product. Any man that is not a producer has not justified himself as a man. This is why white America continues to look at us as boys. This is why white America continues to treat us like boys. Because in their world, they produce and you act on their productivity. Huh? Work for me, but I produced the means. Come work for me. Well, boy, go to work. So from 9 to 5, you busting it. I'm not saying it's dishonorable. It's wonderful if you got a job. But, you know, when I was coming up, they said heaven, every day in heaven would be like Sunday. Because on Sunday, everybody go to church, worship God, and don't work. Well, the first part of that is about true. Second part of that is true, rather. First part, I don't say we're worshiping God, but we're certainly not going to work. So every day in the black community is almost like Sunday. You got a day off. Some of you can't remember when the last time you worked. And it's because they, white folk, have not prepared a job for us. Then we have been robbed of a creative mind to prepare jobs for ourselves. So, when a man is a producer, he has to think.
That's right.
And deep in the midnight hour,
That's right. Yes. Yes.
he'll wake up with a thought on his mind. And in that thought, when it's fully developed, it becomes an idea.
Yes.
When a man has an idea, you see a light go on in his head that reflects itself in his skin because his brain is alive and God's throne is now activated on water. Now he must take it out of his mind and concretize it by saying be and make it reality. Now, when a man does that, he fulfills his destiny to reflect God in this sphere where God gives man dominion. Oh, brother.